Have you ever felt kicked around by life like everything was going wrong? Like maybe we were the victim of cruelty of some kind, of tough breaks. Maybe maybe we're just suffering for any number of reasons. And it's to the point where it's almost enough to crush us. Many people have felt this way. And how we respond to it is going to be extremely important. It's going to be the difference of whether we go down to the count and are beaten by life, or whether we have an indomitable mindset that nothing can hinder, nothing can stop. And I'm going to talk today about the lower depths. Now, the lower depths is a Russian play by Maxim Gorky. Let me show you the cover there. So Maxim Gorky was one of the great Russian writers, and he wrote this play called The Lower Depths. Um, and this is back in the early 1900s. And there's a couple of characters in his play that really give great insight into the indomitable mindset. And now the first character is a really key, because the fact that she's dying in this play and the way she's thinking uh, are quite instructive. There's one character, Anna, and listen to her words as she's laying on her deathbed. Okay, this is a time when many people would be fighting for their life, or some people wouldn't. They'd just be like, okay, I've had enough. But Anna was one of those. She was not really fighting. She was ready to die. And why? Because she's a young woman. She's a young girl. Why would she be so ready to die? Here's one of the things she says. She says, beatings, harsh words. That's all I've ever known in my life. Can you imagine that? If that's true, beatings, harsh words, that's all I've ever known in my life. That's her life. Her life. Beatings and harsh words. That's the kind of life she's lived. That's all she's known. Not too surprising, perhaps, why she just doesn't have the will to fight to live anymore. What's there to live for? The problem is that she's looking at it entirely wrong uh, by focusing on that. I mean, it's hard to. What else can she focus on? That is her life, and in fact, she does. She does switch her focus at least a little bit to the point where she's hoping that the beatings will end and she'll go to heaven. Which is certainly good, because there's always hope for heaven. But there's another character who's also had a very similar life in this play. It's called Nastya. Nastya was called a woman of the streets, and she was treated cruelly by this group of jackals who are the associates of both her and Anna. Mean, cruel, nasty people. And Nastya uh, has one thing going for her that Anna didn't have, which is that once in her life she had true love. She knew true love. And she tells this story to this group of her so-called friends. And they pounce on her when she tells the story of her true love that she had at one time and how she gave it up, basically self-sacrificed her chance at happiness in order that this boy could have a happy life. And that was it. That was her one time. And she focuses, she reminisces and focuses and sort of lives in this fantasy world of the past, this one experience she had. And these jackals pounce on her when she tells the story, and they deny her. They call her an absolute liar, and that she never knew happiness, and a tramp, and they totally try to tear her down. They don't want her to have even one spark of joy to reflect on in her life. They want her to be just to fall and be a victim, and fall into utter despair and admit that she's a liar and she never had a moment of happiness in her life. These are her so-called friends. These are her associates, the nasty people. Now, many of us may know people like that. So the reason why Nastya, however, is an extreme example of the indomitable mindset, is these jackals cannot tear her down. No matter what they try, no matter how cruel they are, they cannot touch her. And here's why. Listen to what she says. Nastya says, why do I go on living with you here? I'm going away, anywhere, to the world's end. These words are absolutely key to her indomitable mindset, because she's not focusing on failure and defeat. No, she's focusing on tomorrow. Maybe someone will come. This is what she says. Tomorrow, maybe someone will come. Maybe something will happen. Like in her own mind, maybe she could have love again. Maybe someone will come. Maybe something could happen. Her world could get a little bit better, even 1% better. Something, a spark of joy could happen. Why do I keep on living with you here? I'm going away anywhere to the world's end. So she's focusing on the fact that she can take action. Maybe she just goes down a few blocks and gets a better friends down there, or gets a new job, or who knows what could happen. Anything could happen tomorrow. Maybe someone will come. Maybe something will happen. So the fact that while Anna was focusing on the past and her horrible, depressing past, Nastya focuses on the possibilities for tomorrow and the fact that she can do something. She can do something, even if it's to go off to the remotest part of Siberia and live in a shack. It will be better than living with these jackals, and she could start over. So that is the first key of the indomitable mindset, is to shift our focus to possibility. Whatever, just to believe that tomorrow could be a better day. Something could happen. Maybe someone will come. Someone will tell us something. Something will happen, and there will be an opportunity, and keep our eyes open. By shifting our focus to possibility, the jackals can't tear us down, because they can never take tomorrow away from us. Or if they do, then assuming we're living right, we go to heaven, and that's a victory in itself. But short of that, they can't stop us from our hope. They can't steal our hope from us, because no matter what happens, no matter how bad it gets, no matter how dark and nasty it gets and mean it gets, we get to choose our focus. We can choose our focus, and that gives us an indomitable mindset. Thanks for watching.